hope you're well. I just thought I'd make this little Fred 2 video. I'm up in the shack, and right now I'm just doing an intro for this ATS 20 Plus. I found this on Banggood recently for £20. Can you believe that? These things have dropped down to £20. They were like £50 when they came out, and they're still really, really good radios. I think it might be something to do with the tariff system. It seems that prices from China are dropping really, really quickly at the moment into the UK, which is good for us, maybe not so good for the Americans, unfortunately. But yeah, this £20 for a sideband all metal construction radio, which has its issues, shall we say. It's not the perfect radio, but you can have a lot of fun with one of these for 20 quid, I should tell you. So I'm supposed to be doing that in the shack right now. The purpose of this video is I've had a few comments recently from people in the UK saying, Fred, love your videos. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Just bought a sideband radio, typically an Anyclone 555 or 6900 or 7900, you know, a sideband radio. I've set it up with a full home base antenna, 5/8 wave, half wave. Fred, something's wrong, mate. I'm not getting any contacts. I'm hearing absolutely nothing. All I'm getting is static, maybe a little tiny bit of background noises, some stations really, really far away. My SWRs, you know, 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. It's really, really good. Fred, what's going wrong? Nothing's going wrong, okay? Nothing's going wrong. It's just gone like that, and it has been like that for the last couple of weeks. Now, there was a massive solar radiation ejection from the sun. There is a correct term for it. It's slipped my mind right now. I'm sure you'll put it in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. But basically, we've been bombarded with a massive wave of radiation. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and it's kind of like overdone the ionosphere, if you like. Obviously, we need the ionosphere around the globe. We need that charged to act like a mirror, so that when we transmit, we get skip conditions where it bounces off the ionosphere, and that's how we get our skip contacts. Radio propagation on Wikipedia, if you want to know the correct terminology. I'm a guy in a shed. But basically, we need that charged up, and it becomes charged normally towards the afternoon, and as the sun goes down, it becomes sort of fully charged. And this time of year, things swing round in the summer, but this time of year we normally get America and Canada and places like that, and then as we get into the summer, the way it works, we swing, and then we get a lot of European stations. Every day we get Italy, France, Germany, Sweden, and then further afield, Russia and Ukraine and places like that. At the moment, because of this mass ejection, we've all been talking about it on the radio, and I'll show you on the radio in a second just to prove I'm not lying to you, but we've had no real skip at all. It's been a little tiny bit coming in the afternoons. Normally I'd get America really, really strong most of the day, but we're getting a little tiny bit in the late afternoons, about 5 o'clock. Maybe a little bit more coming into the evenings, but it's very, very quiet. So it's not your setup. If you've set it up and you've got your SWR fine, just hang fast, all right? Hang fast, because you never know with radio, but things should start improving as we get into the summer, and you should start hearing European stations coming in. Typically hang around the 27,555. That's where it normally starts to kick off. It's just radio, and that's sort of the good and the bad point about the hobby. You can't predict when skip's going to happen. You could switch it on one day and you might be picking up short skip. In the UK, you might be getting Ireland, Scotland, Wales, which is great. And another day you'll switch it on and you'll hear sort of, you know, Italy, for example, or Germany crashing in. Sometimes America. That's the whole thing about radio. It's unpredictable, but at the moment it is predictably poor. Now, a lot of you said, like, I can't hear any local communications. Yeah, that is a problem. Obviously, I've discussed this before. Your local comm is dependent on who's obviously on channel. Now, generally I've found this when I've gone on holiday, you can find local communication, but not everybody's on the radio all of the time. People have got jobs, family commitments, even if they're retired. A lot of people take on these days the grandkids, taking the grandkids to school, helping out, things like that. So people come on at set times, like on the 305, we go on at about 4:45 on 27,305 upper sideband. We're on till about 5:20, and then the guys go on in the evening. They go on at about 7:30 to about 9 o'clock on the same frequency. But you completely missed that if you didn't know. And it's probably the same thing on the UK FM, the 2781 channels, your Muppet channels, if you like. You might, I mean, around here, which is sort of St Albans, also going into London, so that's St Albans, Barnet, Finchley. There's the UK 35 group, and that will be on FM, and the guys on the 35, you'll sometimes hear them on in the evening. You'll hear Jake from Southgate, and Echo Dave goes on, and Nick and a few others. But again, if you don't know where to look, you wouldn't know. So what I suggest, and I've always suggested this, so I'll just repeat it again, is you go on your social media, things like your Facebook groups. I know a lot of you don't like Facebook, but it is what it is. I don't know if it's on TikTok or Twitter or something, but also on the internet, Transmission One, the Charlie Tango forum, if it's still active. But you go on there, and you just put out a little thread, you know, it'd be like, hi, I'm Fred. I've just set up my radio in St Albans. I'm on I've got AM, FM and sideband. Is there anyone local? Is there anyone local that could maybe come on, give me a radio check? I'm going on at like 3 o'clock in the afternoons. Can anyone come along? I'll be on channel, say, 30 on the UK FM, you know, or is there a set time? Are you anyone meeting up? And hopefully someone will come back to you and say, like, say I was Snall and say, oh, Fred, we're in Welling Garden City. Yeah, we've got a group. We go on, we'll say, I don't know, 27,400 on upper sideband. We go on, we're on at about sort of 9 o'clock in the morning, Fred, to about 10 o'clock. You know, if you tune in, we're more than happy to give you a copy. So it's things like that. Things like that, you're going to have to sort of try and push it a little bit. It's always been like that. It's not as busy as it ever was when you could just switch it on back in the day and it was jam-packed. But yeah, so at the moment it's really, really quiet, so please do not panic. As I say, I can't promise anything because radio's not like that, but I'm pretty sure it will come back as we get into the summer. But let me just show you on my Yaesu here. Let me to prove to you I'm not just giving you a load of BS. Let me just show you how quiet it is. So this is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm up on the high frequencies here. So for example, let's just go down on the upper sideband and let's get to the 555 where we should normally hear some contacts. So nothing at all around here. So that's the 555. So this is 27,555, the triple nickel. This is where it's like kind of like an unofficial international calling channel. It's not a frequency that anyone should be on. You shouldn't really be on it on a CB radio with a sideband, and if you're a ham radio operator, you shouldn't be on it because it's not a recognised channel. It's just become the recognised calling channel. This is the one you want to go to, obviously. If there is any skip coming in, you're going to hear it first on this frequency. And that is completely dead at the moment. So I'm going to carry on going down on upper sideband, and I'm going to switch to lower sideband, because when you get to the lower part of the 27 megahertz spectrum range, basically we go back to lower sideband. That's when things are more popular, and also you might get some FM down there. Let's have a little flick. Here's our 305. So nothing at all on upper sideband. I'll just say normally you would expect it. I'm now going to change it to lower sideband once I go below 300. And this is where if we get anything, we'll get some Americans coming in. I'm just going to pop up to 385 because 27385 is a very good channel to hear America and Canada. Nothing at all. We've got something here off mode. So it's the first little bit of radio skip that we've picked up, but again, that's very in and out. Sounded like a mobile station. Let's carry on going down. I'm going to change mode and come back in a minute. Right, so there's definitely a few stations, there's a couple of stations there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change mode, so I'm going to go down to just below, just about there, and then I'm going to change it into AM, because down on the lower side of the 27 meg, you'll hear, hopefully, some America. Now this should be coming in America now. Nothing. 27025 is the American Super Bowl channel. That's their channel 6. That's their channel 6. Now, if you go to 27025, you should hear Americans coming in. If nothing's coming in, it just gives you an indication that there isn't any skip coming across from the States. I'm going to go a bit higher and see if we can tune in those couple of contacts we heard. So as you can see, other than some very brief contact there on 215 on the FM, it's pretty much dead. And that's unfortunately how it is with radio. I mean, when it gets like this, I would suggest that if you've got a little shortwave radio like this, connect this to your outside antenna and have a little listen around the handbands. Handbands are affected by propagation, obviously, but 11 meters does seem to be a little bit more challenging, so you can certainly listen down on 40 meters and 20 meters, so that's sort of round about just above 7 megahertz and just above 14 megahertz. 7 megahertz try lower sideband, 14 upper sideband. And yeah, you might hear some ham radio on a little shortwave radio, but yeah, not much you can do really when it's like this. Just find something else to do, other hobbies, and then come try it the next day or perhaps later on in the day. Try it later on in the day and hopefully things will pick up, and they will pick up. So anyway, that's it really for this video. I just thought I'd make this for people that are pulling their hair out, if you're lucky enough to still have hair. And don't worry, it's quite normal, it's quite sort of common. Things will pick up, just trust me on that. Cheers, thanks for tuning in to Fred 2. Stay safe, look after each other, catch you on the next one. Cheers guys.
Hadi ya, öyle durum da mı var? Aleykümselam Mehmet'im, sağ olasın.
Fred's in the shed where the magic unfolds. Fred in the shed with his trusty CB. He's a friend to the lonely on a frequency.